And I'm wondering if there's a new generation of politicians that are coming up, people like yourself, people like David Kim out in California, Jonathan Herzog. It's just a different mentality. It's a different generation. No?
No, because I mean, yes and no, but the people of my mentality generally don't become politicians. You know, and we become activists and independent media producers and journalists and entrepreneurs and people who are able to thrive in that economic fringe. Like me right now, I have 3 businesses that I can talk about publicly, right? I've got thefreedomline.com. I've got Adam versus the, so the Freedom Line is about my book, Freedom, and my merchandise. I've got Adam versus the Man, my main media production, and I've got Big Igloo Geodesics where I'm building domes here. I guess the fourth, I've got my farm here, my property. We call it the Garden of Freedom. And, you know, none of these are registered businesses right now. I don't have an LLC for any of them. I only have one unique bank account for them even. So I would say that like what we're doing in raising awareness and showing a better way to live is more important. If anything, I mean, I kind of want to say that what I'm doing politically at this point is like we don't need, the last thing we need is an army of politicians. That's how we got in trouble in the first place, right? No, but what I'm able to do in the political realm is to just bring the awareness of freedom into politics. And libertarianism is not a political philosophy. It's an ethical philosophy. It's you own yourself. Don't hit, don't steal, don't kill, not unless you're an IRS agent or a cop or a soldier. These are universal human ethics. And so raising that...
Yeah, but that's the problem. That's what pisses people like me off. Because people like me sit here and they listen to people like you who talk about this is what we got to do. And the only way that I see to do that is to go in kicking through the front door. And you're talking about how we don't really become politicians. Well, that's the problem. You got to become a politician to change this shit.
Well, that's what I'm doing. And to your point, what I'm saying is I don't need an army of politicians to come with me into DC to pass a bunch of laws and to design a new system. I'm saying I'm going in to fire everybody in Washington. Literally, everybody who works for the federal government is fired.
But until you go in,
most of them on.
But you can't do that alone. Until you go in with other people who are like-minded, who are actually willing to get into office to make this shit pass, you're never going to change anything.
Well, this is kind of a semantic argument because I need a team. You know, I need when I sign the one executive order that carries out this process, I resign from the presidency to become custodian of the federal government. So I need a team of bankruptcy agents. I need a custodian for every agency. I need someone to carry out this function and that function and say, all right, with the Department of Defense, we're going to bring the troops home from abroad. We're going to liquidate the offensive weaponry. We're going to apportion the remainder. Okay, what are we doing with the Library of Congress? Okay, this is our records clearinghouse. What are we doing with Social Security? Okay, we're going to fund it for 10 years as an independent institution funded by AmeriCoin until that process is complete and states have better replacements for it, you know, that are going to carry out each function. I don't think of these people as politicians, you know. So Russ, I'm with you. I'm sorry to turn this into like a semantic argument because we still need the will of the American people on board, and that's what counts. That's more important. You know, I ran for Congress in 2010, and you know, now as an, you know, and I lost, and I went and I got a radio show and a TV show, and I've reached way more people that way than I would have as a politician. So I'm just trying to make that point that what you're doing and what I'm doing outside of politics and what so many other people are doing as entrepreneurs, as activists, as journalists is more important than playing politics.
But I believe that we live in a day and age where it's possible to do both at the same time. To be serious about getting into these offices, to be serious, because like it's to a point where like I have never considered running for public office, and now I'm considering running against Peter Welch here in Vermont to take his.
Excellent.
Because I'm so fucking pissed off at the shit that's going on in the country that I don't care whether you got a D after your name, an R after your name, an I don't give a fuck. I just want shit to change. And it's going to take people like me and you getting into those offices. So, I mean, to say that you know, we don't need to become politicians, now we can do both. We can do both.
Okay, I'm with you on the point that we can do both. I would just remind you, Russ, that anger is the path to the dark side. And I get that motivation. You know, when I got back from Iraq and I saw children being born with birth defects from depleted uranium and white phosphorus rounds in Fallujah where I was fucking pissed. And I railed against the machine and I protested and I got arrested. And over the years, I've come to this point of being able to step back and put my emotions aside and deal with this in a much more directed, rational manner. And I point this out because I don't want to refute. I'm not refuting your main point that we can do both. Yes, we can. Absolutely. To quote one of my least favorite Democrats, Barack Hussein Obama, right? Yes, we can. Yeah, we can do both. I have no problem with that. In fact, I'm doing both myself, Russ. I'm already doing both, right? When you get to the other side of that anger, you'll be better at both.